welcome back to the channel, all you cyberpunks and retro nerds out there. You got your host, Tommy the Hammer, coming at you guys again with another old school horror movie review. Tonight we're checking out the classic made-for-TV movie, Dark Night of the Scarecrow. This came out way back in the early 1980s, so I haven't watched this movie in a very long time. You guys know this routine. Check out that motherfucking trailer. Peep that shit, bitches, and when we get back, you guys gotta know my opinion on the movie, Dark Night of the Scarecrow.
This gentleman saved this little girl's life, but they accused him of harming her.
We'll do this ourselves.
And he was tragically murdered. Now, one by one, the men of this town are dying. Who is his avenger? Is it the dead man's grief-stricken mother?
They killed my boy!
The little girl who loved him?
I know what you did to Baba.
Or could it be the Scarecrow? Dark Night of the Scarecrow, coming up next.
Alright guys, we're back from commercial break. Just got done watching the movie Dark Night of the Scarecrow. And I gotta say, I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. This is definitely one of the best made-for-television horror movies that I've ever seen. The attention to detail in terms of the overall narrative is actually quite shocking. I mean, there's a lot of love and care that goes behind the overall story. And yeah, maybe some of the more predictable elements are kind of apparent and go for a beat-by-beat moment. But outside of that, I feel like this movie knocks it out of the park. I mean, there's a lot of mood. Some of you guys might have recognized Larry Drake in this movie. He played the prolific Dr. Giggles back in the day, and he was also in the movie Darkman, a spectacular Sam Raimi movie. Definitely one of those awesome and underrated B actors that you see in tons of movies from the 1980s and the 1990s. It handles it all so classy, like not any element to this movie feels cheap or underdone, but at the same time, this is an exploitation movie. This is a horror film that was made for primetime TV audiences. It was meant to draw in viewers and cash in on kind of a craze that was going on at the same time, because back in the day, these made-for-TV horror movies were the latest rage. I've been heaping a lot of praise onto the movie, and rightfully so, because considering this is a made-for-television movie, all of its positive elements are commendable. But there are, some negatives to this movie. The fact that it is a made-for-television movie hinders it. But had they been given the budget and given the go-ahead to make a movie called Dark Night of the Scarecrow with a hard R and a lot of production value, I feel like back in the day, this would have been a friggin' classic, because it's terrifying. One thing is apparent though, I have been drinking and watching this, and yeah, we're gonna get right to the star count at this point, guys. Out of 10 stars, I think I could give the made-for-TV horror movie Dark Night of the Scarecrow. This is one of the best. One of the absolute best made-for-TV horror films. And I gotta say, I'm feeling a strong 8.5, almost a 9 out of 10. It ain't perfect, and some of y'all might come into this movie and be like, but for me, for a guy that likes mood and 1980s horror movies, hey, this is my bread and butter. And come on, when it comes down to Scarecrow horror movies, we don't get too many of them. So we gotta take what we can get